Hi everybody, it's Jeff. I hope you're doing real well today. This is going to be part 14 of the MiniArt US Armored tractor in 1/35 scale. Uh, Got a lot of little bitty tiny parts cleaned up again. We're going to start working on the pulleys and everything that go on top of the winch. So let's go down the bench and I'll show you the parts I've got cleaned up and what we're going to do today. Be right back. Thanks, guys. Okay, I think I've pretty much got this fixed. This is what was assembled incorrectly the other day. I've still got a little bit of cleanup work to do, but you can see these holes are all lined up now like they're supposed to. We've got a slight flexing of the part, but I think it'll all go together fine. This is supposed to go, make sure I'm doing it the right direction. This is supposed to go here. Okay, that's the way that's supposed to fit. But it was not fitting quite correctly before, so you can see those two holes in there. But the part we're going to assemble next goes on the top of this, and it's got some pulleys and things in it that kind of direct which way the cables are going to go. So we'll start working on that. I've still got a little bit of sanding and cleanup to do on this, but for the most part I think I've got it all fixed okay. Here's all the parts for this, and they are more really tiny parts. We've got quite a number that I've got all cleaned up here and ready to go. But they're all teeny tiny. Well, I've got them in different cups just to keep them separated, because some of the parts are very similar. These two, for example, are very similar, but they're not the same. This here is GA2 and this one is GA1. So I know there's another couple little parts in there, so I can tell them apart. But we'll get to those eventually. Let's look at the instructions real quick. Okay. 59 is finished. I haven't assembled the last few pieces yet because of painting, but we're going to start working on 60. I've got the parts all cleaned up for 60, 61, 60, 61, 62, 63, and 64. Okay, and you can see lots of little braces and tiny pieces, and there's a lot of stuff here that they don't want to, tell you not to glue. So you're going to have to be real careful about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with step 60. Let me blow that up just a little bit. If you look, these two are facing the opposite directions. The pins that swivel are on the back of this one and they're on the front of this one. The main difference between these two is this has got a corner that's angled. So we've got two of these to build, PE2 and PE3, and then PE1, there's actually two of the same PE1s. But we've got to make up two of these and two of these. So let's go down to the bench and see what we can do. Okay, I'll set the stuff aside that we don't need quite yet. Here's the little pulleys. Here's the pins, and here's the little parts for the top. So these will all be what we need to work with today, or right this moment. And here's our photo etch pieces. Now they come flat. If you look here, you can see the corners. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. The corners of this is square, and the corners of this are angled. So that's the difference between the two. Now we've got to fold these. I've already folded this one. It's real easy to do. It's just a kind of I didn't even anneal the parts. The folding lines are pretty deep. But what I did is I just take my narrow pliers and I come in here and grab it right in the middle. It's just the right size. Just happens to be, and then just fold it together. Get it right where I want it. Actually, that one's just a little big. There we go. So there's another one, and you've got to make sure they're folded even because you want them to, all the holes inside to line up. So I need to push that way just a little bit. That looks good. And another one. Let me bring this out this way just a little bit. Okay. Try and keep them square. Okay, that looks about right. One more. I actually slept in this morning. I hardly ever sleep in. Usually I'm up by 4:30, sometimes as late as 5. It was almost 7:30 before I got up today. We have some real good dark drapery in our bedroom from the years when I used to work graveyard and had to sleep in the daytime. So we have no idea when we're sleeping what time it is. I guess that's one of the luxuries of being retired. Okay, those all look real good. I think we're good on those. And then we've got these pulleys. Let's go ahead and get these off of here because I know it kind of creates a glare. And we've got these little pins that need to go in here. I think they fit pretty tight. I don't think we're going to need to actually glue them in, but I'll see. Okay, let's do the square ones first. So we've got this one's angled and this one's angled. So we've got the two square ones here. We've got this to go inside and get it lined up and put the pin in it. When I test fitted the pins, they were all pretty tight. I want to just make sure. I'm not sure if it makes a difference or not, but I want to make sure I put the pins in from the direction they tell me to. So I'm going to go back to the other side. It might not make a difference right now, but later on it might make a big difference. And that pin's pretty tight, but it's in. Yep, getting everything lined up good. There goes the furnace. Okay, there we go. I might drop just a little bit of CA on the back side of that. We'll just see how it goes. There's one, and then supposed to be. It's a 50% chance of snow this afternoon. Right now the sun is shining, but the wind is blowing. So I don't know if we'll actually see snow or not. Well, that was about 5 minutes of fiddling around, just getting that one little pin in. Okay, let's see if the other one will go better. And make sure I'm doing it the direction they want. A little something in there, a little flash, or I wonder if it would be better if I can get that out of there now without bending anything. Just to take a knife and just barely go around that edge in case there's any flash or anything in there. Okay, hopefully that'll work better. Okay. There we go. Okay, there's all 4 of those. All set up with little pins in them. Now we've got little parts. Let me just take one here. We have little pivot pins that'll go in each one of these corners. Okay, and they're different, so I got to make sure I put the right pin in the right place. Let's get those out. I bent that just a slight little bit on the back when I was pushing the pin through. See if we can straighten it just a little bit. There, that's better. That's better. Okay, so let's take one of the square ones. Set that aside. And then we've got one here. I'm just trying real hard to make sure I keep everything oriented the correct direction. We've got one to go on here that has a blank top, and then we have one that has a hole through it. Okay, so that's what we've got to put on here. The one with the hole will go to the bottom. Okay. Let me get set up here with some super glue and stuff, and I'll be right back, okay? Thanks. Okay, I did one off camera just to make sure I was heading in the right direction. I'm not sure if I can zoom in enough you can see it or not, but I could put pictures up. So, it's got a little pivot piece in each corner. So that's what I've got to do next, and they're different. This end, it's got a little hole, and this end is blank, so I'm not sure what the difference is, but we'll try and put them together the correct way. Let's back up here again. Okay, let's get the other one with the square corner. And I want to make sure I'm oriented the correct direction, which would be this way. So I want to put the one with the, I'm going to probably have to put some CA on that pin on the back side just to keep everything together. So here's the one with the hole in it. And here's the solid one. These are so tiny you can't hardly see them. So on this one we need to put the solid one on this end. This is going to be a really, really delicate joint. Glue it on the edge like that. Doesn't give you much to work with. And let's see, I want this one. And you got to put them in the correct direction too. There's a flat side. Okay. It just jumped right out of there. Try this a little more. It's very difficult to tell the front from the back. I think that's correct. Put a little more glue in from the bottom maybe to kind of reinforce it. Try and keep it all straight. And then this one is going to be the one with the hole in it. A little more in from the bottom again. It seemed to help. Okay, as far as I can tell, that's correct. I might reinforce this one just a little bit more too. Okay, let me go ahead and get these other two done off camera and I'll be right back, okay? Thanks. Okay, here we go. There's all four of them put together. Kind of fiddly, but we got them. The next thing to do, let me move over the directions here real quick. We've got step 62 where we've got to use the two with the angled corners. We've got HE12, D17. This is something that really confused me. Let me show you. Right here, I thought that said D17. And I was looking all over for that part. Well, it's not D17, it's DF7. The F is really hard to read there. So DF7 is used there and it's used up here. Okay, there's two of them. But let's grab HE12 GA5 and D7, and we'll put these two together. Okay. See if we can get in here just a little bit closer. Okay. So here's those parts here. This is the base, and then we've got this to go in here, and it's keyed. So let's get some glue here. Okay. Let's let that set up for a second. Okay, and then these, let's see, let's get the two that are angled. Put these other two away. So they will go with the angled part down right in here. Okay, so this is going to be kind of tricky. So I've got to hold all those pieces together while I'm putting the top on. Let's see here. This is the top here. And trying to make sure I've got it right side up. Not really seeing a difference. Looks like it's about the same going both ways. This will sit over here. So we can go ahead and probably put some glue on that and then work those other pieces into it. See here, these will go with the angled side down. Just like that. Ooh, kind of a little bit. Well, the glue is soft. Okay. Okay, wow, that was fiddly. Here we go. This is what it's supposed to look like. Okay, we've got these two that are swivel here. Now, I might have to glue these in. I'm not sure. We'll see how it works out. But I'm going to let the glue dry really well. We've got another set of these that'll go on top. So I can't really start that until these are set up really well. So I'm going to take a couple of pictures and put them at the end, but that's probably going to about do it for today. Okay, guys? Okay. Whoops. Don't drop them. All right. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.